Yo, I got cooked by a 32-month sub in the chat, bro. Yo, if you're subbed to the channel, you actually are just better. Chat, I mean YouTube, chat, YouTube. All right, anyway, so all the Twitch viewers and of course YouTube viewers and wherever you're watching this from, we have a crazy ban list that just got announced. I was actually at the regional in Hartford this weekend, and it actually got dropped right when I was literally like keep in mind, I was literally like in the middle of like going to the bathroom, washing my hands between rounds because I'm trying to be clean, and then boom, I got approached by someone in the bathroom. They're like, "Yo, Pac, there's a ban list," and I'm like, "Dude, like, oh my god, it's one of those guys, eh?" Just to like be like, "Ah, there's a ban list leak, great," you know. And then I like look at my phone. I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy's not capping." This guy's not capping. There's actually a ban list. So shout out to that dude, I guess, for letting me know that there was a list. And of course, guys, this is a honest reaction to the list, okay? In the sense that I did take a look prior, but I wanted to give my thoughts on the list, I guess, and how I guess felt about the cards that they updated. First things first, let's take a look at the forbidden list, okay? Banning Link Karibo. If you guys watch my podcast in segment with Sam, Team Sam X1, shout out to my boy Pac10 for TX1.com, you'll see that we actually talked about Karibo being banned. I actually think this card is way better than people give it credit for. Like, bro, like you might actually have to play like 2 copies of Anima or like some other versions, like, because Karibo was really, really good for not only like the turn 1 setting up like the populace, but like even on the turn 3, like using Karibo's effect, graveyard effect, to like get yourself a Link monster so you can make SP with it or something, like or like the tribute, dodge, imperms, veilers in the grind game is like absurd. This card is actually way better than people will give it credit for. And the attack modulation effect, by the way, is like nasty. You can like use Karibo effect priority to play around Karibo exactly in the Fire King version, so that you can like guarantee add a card back from your grave back to your hand. Not only that, the Karibo allowed for versatility in the Heat Soul line. People think that, oh, let's not ban, like Karibo ban makes no sense, but it's because I don't think people actually just have not been playing the format. Because Karibo protecting Appaloosa from being attacked is like not like a joke, by the way. Like Appaloosa with 3 materials literally gets to resolve all 3 of its negations like 99% of the time because of cards like Karibo. So this card is literally like absurd. Yeah, resetting Popular is a good example too, where like it literally like resets Popular so you can like set back Dragon. I think this card actually deserved the Forbidden Limited list, and it was actually in my ban list prediction because I actually think this card is like really, really strong. Link ones in general are just like absurd, and this is a really good example of it, especially with like Popular. Baron and Savage, guys, I think that this is a really good hit. I think this is a W hit on the Forbidden list because I think Omni Negates really take away from the game in the sense of like, you know, when there's Omni Negates in the format, it's literally like, okay, you have 3 cards left, Omni Negate, that last card, hopefully it's playable. So I actually think it's a good direction for the game to like hit Omni Negates, and Baron Baron is literally like as generic as an Appaloosa. I hope you guys know that. Like, it's not hard to make Baron in like majority of the decks at the moment. Like Baron was literally like a Nightmare Phoenix type card. Like literally, it was so generic. It was played in like as many lists as you can think. And I think that Baron is just like really, really crazy. So I just think that this is a really strong hit. I also think Savage is a really good hit. It's like an indirect hit to I think Dragon Link decks, which is kind of interesting in that aspect. But yeah, I think those 2 hits like make sense. Also, by the way, just so you know, for all of you Fire King lovers out there, look, all I'm saying is I don't see Fire King cards getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Pure supremacy all the way. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And the next piece is Summon Limit. All right, Summon Limit is banned, dude. Great. Hey, I may have lost to Summon Limit in the finals of a YCS hypothetically. So, you know, having this card be hit is Mwah. Beautiful. Beautiful hit. Like, bro, like, do you understand how cringe it was to go second and side cross out and call some limit? I hope you guys know that it's omega cringe. And I had to do it. Like, it was not fair. It was not okay. Like, using, like, Lullaby to outplay Summon Limit, it was, like, criminal. Like, we had to, like, play out of our like, minds to, like, you know, beat this card. And it's, like, so hard. But I'm really glad that Summon Limit's getting hit. I think that's a good one. So I think those are my thoughts on Forbidden Limited list. Great list in my opinion so far. From a limited ban section. And now let's take a look at the cards that went to 1. So the first piece is like Arch Nemesis Protos. This is a card that, like, bro, I have a binder of 100 Protoses. Like, this is a card that, you know what I'm saying? Sorcerer was one of my favorite decks of all time. Like, it's probably in my top 10 favorite decks, but I haven't played that long, so I feel like I've probably played like 30 decks lifetime. So top 10 isn't really a good listing of anything. But I would say that Protos getting limited, going to 1 is kind of like suspect, because it's like they're banning floodgates but putting floodgate monsters back in the game. And I'm glad they put it to 1, because funny enough, guys, I actually am a big 3 Protos believer, believe it or not. I played 3 Protos in Master Duel, and I actually think Protos at 3 is really good, especially when you play a lot of hand traps. It makes like Protos live. It's like really, really strong to hard draw it. And you don't have to like bear an emergency to like get it access to it. But Sword Soul obviously is one of the main abusers of Protos. But I think the beautiful part of this whole thing is that Baron does get banned, so that Sorcerer doesn't have a way to summon Protos and play around Nib. There's a way. They have to like summon Xiaofang first and then Protos. So, you know, we call that the Oreo combo back in the day. If you guys know or are fans of the channel, you know what I'm know. You know what I know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I know. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, you would probably have to do some version of the Oreo combo to like make it work. Title to 1. I mean, I call this in my list too. All the rulers are slowly getting hit. Are slowly coming back, so makes sense. Thunder Dragon Colossus, funny enough, I think, guys, I don't remember, but I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh after Nats of 2019. Was Colossus banned by then? I don't know. I don't remember, but I just remember that when I started playing the game, my first locals experience was one of the worst locals experience ever. I actually don't know how I continued to play the game, because my opponent summoned like double Colossus, Hope Harbinger, Heraldic Seal, and he summoned Zombie Stein, and I was playing Salamangreat, and I couldn't do anything, and I got demolished. It was rough. So Colossus back to 1 brings back some bad memories, to be honest. But I think it's fine. I mean, I'm curious to see how well this actually does in the TCG. In OCG, this card has been at 1 for a while in the OCG, and it has not done anything. So I think like it's cool to see this card back at 1, but I don't know if it necessarily have a big impact on the metagame. I might be eating my words, but I literally have seen it in the OCG. It's legal. It's not doing anything, and I don't know. Maybe it's good, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Magic Spectre Unicorn Kieran. I also call this, you know what I'm saying, a little ban list predictor. Kieran is a really good one. I think this card is expected to be coming back. I like Magic Spectres as an archetype. I don't know if they'll be that much better. Maybe they'll be like kind of playable now. I think it'll be kind of cool. I kind of want to try this deck out actually. I might take it to locals. If you're down, let me know in the comment section below. But I think those would be a cool deck, maybe a fun deck to kind of just play casually at locals. So I think that's a nice update to the limited section. Chicken's Game is really cool for a couple reasons. I think Chicken Game is actually an insane card to come back to 1. You might be like, Pac, what are you saying? Like, are you like dumb? But like, basically, you have to think about the format we're going into. So like, Chicken Game is a really good card for set rotation. And set rotation is like one of the ways you can out field spells in the format, right? And you'll know very soon that field spells are going to become pretty popular in the upcoming formats. And so the fact that people can play set rotation with a good second target is absurd. So now like they have not only terraforming, but they have set rotation to ensure 5 copies of ways to their field spell, right? So Tenpai has 5 copies of the field spell now with terraforming and set row. So I think that like Chicken coming to 1 was, I actually think a crazy limit, update. Because like I said, it's actually better than people think, because the fact that sub rotation is now live is crazy. Because you have a good target. Historically, you never had a good second target. I think people play like Oracle of Zephyra, and they try to give your opponent Oracle of Zephyra so they can't play like activate a field spell, which is something that people have done in the past. But yeah, and that spell figures going to 1. I mean, everyone's gonna side this because of that 1, but this card's sad 1 is super sacky. It's like similar to like, if you guys remember, like what's that trap card called? Imperial Order IO. Yeah, remember that card? That was so disgusting. Like it's just super sacky as a 1-of. Like, it's not fun, to be honest, but it's better that it's at 1 now than at 3, I guess. And they're slowly hitting a lot of the really broken traps. So I'm glad this is, then like I said, W list so far, I have no complaints. I know that like it's a concern for a lot of people in the sense that like it's so early and we don't have a lot of time to prep for like the next YCS per se, but and I think that is a valid concern. But I've been like practicing for next format, and I made like a banlist prediction, so I've been testing like assuming certain cards get hit already. So to be honest with you, I know like a lot of people like were trying to test fire, but in reality, if you've been playing the entire format, you really don't need to test fire like at all. Like, I think like the fire deck is pretty straightforward. Like, you could enter a YCS tomorrow and play the fire deck without needing to playtest much, because like if you've been playing the format, you would, I think like you underestimate how much about the deck. So I've just been mainly practicing playing next format, to be honest, making making assumptions on the list, and so far it looks pretty good. Like a lot of the things that I expected came back. All right, let's look at some semi-limiteds. Armageddon Knight, I don't think that matters, to be quite honest. Arma is like literally, I think, useless without Isolde, so it's whatever. Pearly Delicious Memory, I think this deck is way stronger. I think the extra memory actually makes it a lot better than people give it credit for, because Delicious Memory is not only like one of the best spells in the deck, but it also enables some OTKs that you couldn't do before. If you have 2 Delicious Memory in your deck, you're actually opening yourself up to more OTK lines. Because I played this deck when it was at 3 Delicious. Like, I think I was one of the first Pearly. Actually, I was the first Pearly Duelist to ever top a YCS, actually. And I remember that when I played Delicious at 3, like, it was not balanced. So this card going to 2, like, it doesn't even need to be at 3. It just needs to be at 2, because if it's at 2, like I said, you need 2 to do like really nice OTK lines. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've been playing the deck. It's really, really sick. So I'm actually really excited for this to come at 2, but I also like think that this deck is gonna be like, it's actually insane. Like, I don't think people realize how crazy the semi-limited is at boosting this. And also, like, you can make the big cat, you can OTK through empty boards now with 2 Delicious, because you can play Expertly Happiness as well, or you can just put double Delicious and go for like a really big OTK. Like you can OTK on empty boards, which is something that you couldn't do with 1 Delicious Memory. So like I said, Delicious at 2, really, really solid. It's a crime that Delicious Memory still does not have a super print, but we won't talk about this yet. There's no other TCG restriction on the cats, right, chat? I think the only TCG restriction is semi-limited Delicious Memory. We have 3 Sleepy, 3 Pretty, 3 Happy. All the baby cats are at 3 and 3. And then like we have everything else. Oh, we have 2 Sleepy, chat? Oh, we have 2 Sleepy? No way. Oh, we have 2 Sleepy, 2 Delicious? Jeez. Damn, don't catch me playing 3. Don't catch me playing Pearly with 3 Sleepy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's really solid. Like, so they have 10 quick plays. Like, the math actually is really broken. We have 10 out of 12, so I don't think that's too bad. Unlimited section, 3 Mally. I think that's fine. I think it's like semi-fine, because it's a little bit concerning in the sense that I think Beatrice is like a disgusting card, and in the sense that like it just promotes a lot of floodgates. So I think that delicious, like, not delicious, malicious at 3 is like Pretty good for like it's like a small buff to like the tournament decks. And it makes like Beatrice like really easy. And then you have like Harp Horror at 3. I don't think this will do anything. I think Orc is like full power, but I don't think it'll do anything. I think it'll be a cool deck to play, but I don't think it'll be that crazy. Terror Top at 3, I expected that to come to 3. It's just like they're slowly progressing in this state. Really good at level 3 extenders. And then we have Engage at 3. I think this is the only one that I think is kind of crazy. Because Engage to 3 is insane. Like now Sky Striker can be a valid option, a valid tech option to be played in people's decks now. In the sense that like if you want to play a Sky Striker engine in a deck, it's like really good. So because it was always suspect to play like 2 good cards in the form of 2 engages and like 1 like average card. So it just made like I don't think anyone's gonna play pure striker. Okay, by the way, do not do that. Let me save you the time and trouble. I think it will be I think the Sky Striker cards will be used more as an engine, and the fact that it's at 3 now, it's actually kind of fire. Like you have Orcus Sky Striker at full power, right? And we'll see if Camellia comes out too. With Camellia, it will probably be kind of crazy. But overall, I think it's a W list. I think that it came a little bit early for Wysis Raleigh, but I mean, you know, make your complaints. But I think at the end of the day, this will test your ability to adapt and to, you know, figure out the goo. Obviously, I will be deep in the lab trying to figure it out. You know, what that is, like what that secret sauce is. I think that overall, this reminds me almost of like indie format. I don't know if you guys remember Wise's indie format, Troll Despair. Imagine I make another crazy tweet saying that diverse format Omega Law. I mean, we'll see. But I do think that like the format is gonna be pretty wide and people will have a lot of options of things that they can play. And so, you know, so for people who were interested in, you know, for people who were like are interested in like playing like next weekend, bro, you can play literally whatever you like. I think literally the world's your oyster. There's probably like 20 different 30 different decks viable because of these limits and unlimits and whatever. So yeah, anyways, that's those are my thoughts, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks guys, and let me know your thoughts on the list as well. But I think it's a W list overall.